What is up, everyone? Coffee Break is back with another video, and you guys have been asking for this for a very long time. Trey Lance. I've done a film breakdown of Zach Wilson. I'll link those in the description below if you haven't watched those. But Trey Lance, who is he? What type of quarterback he is? And what does he bring to a team that's looking for a quarterback in the 2021 NFL draft? We'll discuss that. We'll look at two games here for Trey Lance, one from 2019 and the only game he had in 2020, which was against Central Arkansas. So let's break it down here, and we're going to look at the first game, which was against South Dakota back in 2019. I know it seems like a very long time, but you have to remember Trey Lance didn't have a full season in 2020, only played one game. And for the most part, just to give you a little background of who Trey Lance is, a lot of recruits, a lot of big schools wanted him to transition over to safety, linebacker, wide receiver, play anything else rather than quarterback. But Trey Lance, being a competitor and just believing in himself as a quarterback, he decided to go to North Dakota State, which was the only school or one of the only schools to offer him a scholarship. In return, he was able to play the position he truly loves, which is quarterback. So, a lot of chips on his shoulder, and he's playing like it. So, again, we'll look at the first game was back in 2019. And the first thing you'll notice here is the quick throws. He's able to get the ball out of his hands very quickly, and we'll see that here with the first play. Is just a catch and throw pretty much to the outside receiver. I mean, these are all just like quick hitches, quick comebacks. And so, just an easy 5-6 yards that you can give to your quarterback, which is a good sign. You always want to know how quickly a quarterback can get the ball out of his hands. And then the very next play is the same thing. He's just going to snap the ball, and it's going to go straight to the other side, to the other receiver. I mean, this is just like simple. It's simple, but it's effective because you want to know how quickly this quarterback sets his feet, releases, throws, is all good. So from that standpoint, I think he did a great job. Now let's see how he does on the move, because we're discussing a mobile quarterback here. It looks like he's one of, if not the most athletic quarterback coming out of this draft. I know we have Zach Wilson, we have Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, but this guy is up there in athletic ability. Now here, he's going to fake handoff, roll left. Now it's interesting because, right-handed quarterback, you would rather roll right. It's easier throw. But he's going to roll left. The play calls to roll left. And, he's able to throw this with some arm strength there. I mean, this is not an easy throw. You're throwing kind of crossbody with some pressure on you and delivers a nice throw. That's a big deal to me because you don't want it to seem awkward. It wasn't awkward coming out of Trey Lance's hands, which is a good sign. It's natural for him, moving out of the pocket. And it's something, if you're a Niner fan, Kyle Shanahan demands that from the quarterbacks. Right now, obviously, we don't have the quarterbacks to run such plays. Jimmy Garoppolo is the only quarterback, I believe, that can do that effectively that's currently on the roster. But there's a boatload of guys in this draft that can deliver that throw and do it fairly well. So Trey Lance is just another example of that. Now, you can't talk Trey without discussing his running ability. I mean, when he's running, he does remind you of Josh Allen. Here's just the first examples. He's going to just cut up field. And Trey Lance listed at 6'4", over 225 pounds. I mean, he's built like a Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's 6'5", over 230 pounds. So just to give you a perspective of how big actually Josh Allen really is at quarterback. But he's able to pick up those tough yards for you if needed. So it's always a good sign to see how tough he is at running the football. Now let me see some throws. Let me see some nice throws from the pocket. Here's a play action. Again, we're gonna see a lot of play actions here. Look how strong his base is in the pocket. I love his stance there, just ready to deliver a throw whenever that opportunity presents itself. Here he lasers in a throw over a defender, which was really nice. Hits the guy in stride. And this is exactly what you would want to see in this play. Just lasers that over. Boom. Nice throw there. Now, the one thing that jumps out at me when I watch Trey Lance is the way he throws his deep ball. It was just beautiful. He has a couple examples here I want to show where his deep ball was just on the money and it was perfectly placed. You couldn't ask for a better throw. And with this first play here, it's going to be a play action. Now you're going to roll right. So you think, he's going to throw to the sidelines. So this play here was designed for that tight end lined up on the right to leak over. We've seen this in Kyle Shanahan's system with Juszczyk leaking over and running a fade route. And Trey Lance delivers a money throw right to him. I mean, didn't really have to stop much. He was just, jogging in the end zone at that point. But you want to see Trey Lance's arm strength here, and he delivers a beautiful, beautiful deep ball for a touchdown. And granted, he's wide open, but let's look at this other one again. This is another 50-yard pass, play action, and just another strike for a touchdown. That was just a beautiful. Just look how that ball kind of floats out, drifts right into the receiver's hands. It's a nice deep ball. Now this other one here is probably the best deep ball that he had. I mean, just talk about dropping it right in the bucket. This was an incomplete pass, but it should have been caught. This was a legit bucket throw. When they say throw it in the bucket, you know how they have that drill where quarterbacks throw it right in the bucket. This was exactly what that was. And it should have been caught, but just a phenomenal throw where only your receiver can catch it. Now, he does use his legs to escape pressure, which is exactly what you want a mobile quarterback to do. You don't want him just to run when his number's called. You want him to escape pressure. Go with those unscripted plays that we see in the NFL so often that I'm envious of watching as a Niner fan. I want that. I need that. Well, Trey Lance shows examples of that here. Escapes pressure, was able to pick up the first down and more. That's exactly what you want, keeping the defense on its toes. Trey Lance, good job there. I can't see the all 22, but I'm assuming that there was nobody open. It's fine. He picked up the first down, keeps the drive alive. That was the first game. That was back in 2019. Now let's fast forward into the only game he had in 2020 versus Central Arkansas. And this game, he was pressured a little bit. I think it shows more what he's expected to see. The competition level is different, right? He's not playing these big schools with elite defenses. It is what it is. Those are just some things to keep in mind. Now, this first play here I want to show is the defense here was able to show some pressure and was able to get to Trey Lance. And this should have been a completion. Trey Lance knows he's going to get hit. Still stands in the pocket. I love that. That's a little bit of toughness that he shows there. But as a quarterback, he's wide. I mean, he's as open as can be. You have to complete this pass. I don't care if you have to just, throw a floater and have him adjust, or, you just can't miss this throw. As wide open as he is, this is the only time I've seen you get some pressure and is an incomplete pass. You have to deliver this football and make it catchable for your guy. So that was the first one that I'm like, okay, let's see what else we got. Well, Central Arkansas is going to continue to show some pressure here. Trey Lance doesn't see the pressure coming to his right side. This linebacker here, I forget the number, but he's going to come up, blitz it. Now it's going to be a fake handoff first. So his back is going to be turned to the pressure, which is a perfect play call for the defense. And Trey Lance never sees it. And the ball's going to get knocked out for a turnover. And just awareness of what's happening behind you. I think that those are things that you can learn in the process. And this was probably a learning experience for him, but obviously these could be game-changing plays in the NFL if you cough it up like that. So that was a fumble and recovered by the defense. So just little things like that. This was like the team that finally was able to get some pressure on him, and he showed some vulnerability there. But how do you react as a quarterback? Now, you got hit on the first play I showed you. Now you turn the ball over. How are you going to react? He started to complete some passes here, and this was a nice throw. This is not an easy throw to the sidelines. Just mustards that in there, and this was a nice, threads the needle, 1, and 2, nice catch by the receiver. Shows that arm strength there. Not an easy throw, like I said. That angle to the receiver, it's not easy to get that over there. But he was a little inconsistent for me in this game, at least in terms of accuracy. We saw how he missed that deep throw in the first play. Now in this next play, this receiver here at the bottom is going to run like a comeback route, and Trey Lance just misses it. I mean, he just sells it over. He had a nice pocket to deliver this throw. Maybe he saw this guy coming in. You see that corner just blitz over, and he felt like he needed to get the ball out, but it sailed on him. So now this other one here, he's going to throw it to the slot receiver. He's going to run it out while the bottom receiver runs like a fade or somewhat. But I believe Trey Lance just kind of had his read predetermined. Doesn't see what the outside corner does, because this slot receiver just beats, this nickel corner, but doesn't see what that outside corner did. He just broke on the ball and knew what was coming. They were playing possibly some zone, or maybe that corner just knew he was going to throw it to that slot receiver. Either way, it was a heads up play, and Trey Lance almost gets his man killed here with this shot. To me, it just seemed like it was a predetermined throw, and that's not what you want in the NFL. You want to read what the defense is doing. Here, he just misread this one, and luckily the receiver caught it, because if it sells like it did in the previous one, it could be an interception. So, okay, Trey Lance has had a couple of bad series. Now, let's get back into it. What does he do so well is use his athletic ability and start running it to get things going. Look, I mean, he's big, so he's built like a moving truck. It's going to be hard to tackle him. I mean, look at this one. Running it right up the middle, breaking tackles. You think you can arm tackle this guy? Better try again. And again here, escapes pressure. They're blitzing, escape pressure using his legs. That's exactly what you want to do. Pick up the first down, keep the drive alive. That's all you can ask for. Now, he does throw an interception here on this very next play. Play action. I can't really see what's happening. I wish I had the all 22 footage, but this defense was phenomenal. They played them fantastic. Now, North Dakota State ended up winning ultimately, but look, they played them well. This was an interception, and there you have it. And Trey Lance, a lot of the times, was using his legs. Here he uses it again, breaks a tackle. That guy was blitzing from the outside, and he just breaks that tackle and rushes for that touchdown. So all in all, and we see this so often, when plays break down, quarterbacks use their legs, and that's what Trey Lance did for the most part in this game. He saw pressure coming from all angles. He was able to use his legs to extend the play, extend the drive, and keep the defense on its toes. Ultimately, they were able to win, like I mentioned. Here, before this touchdown, they were losing 20-18. That just tells you how the game was going. It was close. I believe Trey Lance is a good quarterback. He's going to be, like I said, he's one of the most dynamic quarterbacks coming out in this draft. He has the mobility, the arm strength. He's able to run like a bulldozer. But is he better than Zach? Is he better than Trevor Lawrence? Is he better than Justin Fields? That's still to be determined. I just don't know. I'd have to, continue to watch. And Justin Fields just yesterday looked outstanding. So there's a lot that needs to happen. Obviously, combine is another factor that comes into play. But yeah, there you have it. There's Trey Lance in a nutshell. Again, there's only 2 games. There's plenty of more games we can go over, but just to give you a glimpse of who Trey Lance really is and what you can expect entering 2021. But anyways, folks, let me hear from you. What do you think of Trey Lance? Do you think he's top 3? Do you think I think he for sure is top 5, but do you think he's top 3? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And for my Niner fans out there, do you think that the Niners, if given the opportunity, should draft Trey Lance, or maybe should look, to draft the quarterback in the later round, second, third round? Go ahead and drop your comments below, guys. Thank you all for watching. And as always, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.